Hey guys, I'm Phoenix here and welcome back to No Oxygen Included. Now, it starts to get quite interesting how things are now moving around. So here we have our current pool of water. It's a little bit polluted in places just because I think some of the dirt and the like has eroded away and there are things now in it. And so we do have a little bit of pollution around it. But what we've also got on top of the water is this carbon dioxide, which is showing as a sort of a black sort of smoke, which I think is really, really nice. We've got our water now flowing down into this pool of water, and so this is now slowly filling up. And I just want to drain this water out so that I can start building in wastewater pools, basically. And over here we've got our oxygen that's sort of propagating upwards. So you kind of got these weird swirls. So as you kind of combine between the carbon dioxide that's in the block and the oxygen that's in the block. And going to that one, you can kind of see it more as sort of very sort of solid colours. But this carbon dioxide is slowly going down. Oh, it's increasing. It's kind of doing a bit of both actually, because as the minions work, they use oxygen and they exhale carbon dioxide. So you're always going to have carbon dioxide all over the place, which I think is rather interesting. It's a rather nice little mechanic, and I do like how the gas sort of moves around. But, right, this one's pretty much done, I think. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to queue up some more actions for them. So this is going to be my wastewater pool. That's definitely going to be my wastewater pool. And I think this one is going to be hydrogen. I need to have a room that's going to split hydrogen from oxygen. And I think probably the way to do that would be to have... cancel that build. So that goes down into there. I hate it when it does that. Cancel that. And then stick a manual airlock in. Uproot that. So it'll be something like that. And then we'll stick our tiles over the top and down below. This might have to be accessible from somewhere else depending on how this water goes. I would quite like to move it somewhere, but I mean, I could potentially just fill up that space with water. No, I think I want this to be my separation area. So the water goes into here. Oh, not the water, sorry. We have an electrolyzer in here which releases hydrogen and oxygen into this space. The oxygen gets filtered out into this room where it's then distributed. I do need to do that, and I do need to do, I think it's in plumbing. So we'll have a gas pump in there. And let me think. So the oxygen goes into there, and then the gas pump then distributes it off into the main system. Oh no, it's not a liquid pump, it's a gas pipe I need. So let's take it up the ladder and then into there. And then the power cable needs to run down there and into there. So I kind of know what's going to happen now. I've played quite a bit of this. I've played enough of it anyway to know that at some point I'm going to have to separate hydrogen from oxygen and then I'm going to have to put that hydrogen somewhere for the moment until I can move it into a power room, which I might sort of stick down here somewhere. Or, well, no, I don't. Well, I've already got a power room, don't I? So I can just pipe that one straight up into there. So I can put some gas pipes in. Probably not connect them up. Well, actually, I can put in a switch and then do it that way, mate. So we have like a fuse box, as it were, to turn stuff on and off. Let's see. We have a power switch. Toggles all circuitry following the switch without affecting. Yeah, that's the one I want. I think that's what I want to do. So that I can be able to, I want to be able to turn off the gas pump when it's not ready to be used. I mean, for example, if I was to pump out all the oxygen in this room, as it's doing now, can I just turn it off? Let's deconstruct the... I told them to deconstruct the pipe, so they've just deconstructed the tile over the top. Oh, I can disable it, but it's not pumping. I think it's not pumping because these are both breathable. And I have another duplicant. Excellent. Right, I need operating machines. Tinkerer would be probably quite a good idea. He's a grease monkey. He's an interior decorator. He eats an awful lot more. I'm going to take the technician, I think. So it would be good to have. I mean, he can't dig, but he can run. No, I'm gonna take that one. And can I do any more research? I can do some research. Excellent. I want to get interior decor done, just so I can make some of these areas a little bit nicer to look at. So also get a gas vent in there and a gas pipe coming on there and down into there, so that we can get adequate gas flow. Now, if I turn that off, technically that means that this should stop running eventually. Excellent. Yeah. So I can just shut that pump off at the moment. I probably would want to have that in a place where there is oxygen, though. So I might need to do something about that. For the moment, that's fine. So I can put a similar system into these tanks. These tanks have no oxygen in them anymore. Right, let's just quickly super speed them, because I've basically told them now what they need to do and they're just getting on with it. And the research needs to have a little bit more of a different element to it. So I need the supercomputer now. Where do I want to put the supercomputer? Somewhere where there's oxygen. Probably there would be an idea. And then I can just do a quick link into the power. Now the supercomputer basically does exactly the same thing as the research bench. All that it does is that it will it does the advanced research, basically. And whilst I'm just doing interior decor, it's not needed. But for these ones, it will be needed. So, for example, the hydrogen generator, which is the power source that converts hydrogen into electricity, and the cold generator are both, you do need to do the intermediate research done on the supercomputer. I'm probably going to start off by going straight for this one to get the electrolyzer, because oxygen is such a big thing in this game that I can't run on algae forever. I mean, I'm doing alright, I think. Should tell me, here we go, in reports, oxygen generation. Okay, I am slowly losing oxygen actually. But it's a case of where that oxygen is being put. For example, if I'm losing oxygen out of here, it doesn't matter, because they don't need... There doesn't need to be any oxygen in that room, because it's just going to be full of water. So that's not really an issue. However, it could potentially get to the point where I am having an issue, because I've lost so much oxygen. He's sort of trapped down there. There's been a few landslides, and there's a load of carbon dioxide on that side. It might be an idea to... let me think. Yeah, there needs to be oxygen in these rooms, doesn't there? So, if I put in a manual airlock there and there, and if I also throw in it's in plumbing, a gas vent. So put in a gas vent there and there. So gas pipe through that one. And where do I want to take it from there? I kind of want to take it out the ladder, I think. Or let's take it up, because this is going to be a door and all that. So take it up there, and then take it there, and then there. Simply because they've got very little oxygen down there to really work. I would quite like to get some oxygen in these areas, but I don't necessarily need oxygen in these areas. So, I think this should work quite well. And I do actually need a gas vent in here, don't I? And a gas vent in this room. It's all a case of where they can actually get to. That's the other issue that I've got to work out. Ooh, I've got the pneumatic door, which will add to the decor without disrupting the flow of oxygen. Okay. Alright, I think we're generally alright now. Now this is all going to be a tile thing. Manual airlock. You can also lock these doors, so once I've, for example, built this room properly, I can then lock that door to make sure that none of these minions sort of wander in accidentally. So let's just mop up the bottom of that. They're going to sleep now. So yeah, it's a really decent game. I'm enjoying it a lot, and yeah, just go straight for that one. And I think there's quite a lot that you can really do with these gases to try and make a decent system that allows you to put things into here. So for example, so the system that I'm building here, so this is my oxygen room, so all the oxygen is going to go into this room before it's distributed elsewhere. And then the gas pump will allow me to distribute the oxygen all over the place. So that would be just a room full of oxygen, hopefully. But when it comes to actually electrolyzing this stuff, which is the research that I'm doing, or getting around to doing, the hydrogen is a waste product, but I do still want to keep it, so I'm going to be putting it into this tank here. And when it comes to the point where I can use it for power, I can send it over here to actually be used as power. But of course, in this room, I may not actually need any oxygen. So yeah, so it's a rather interesting little system of trying to work out what actually needs oxygen and what doesn't. So that is actually unbreathable at the moment, so I need to turn that one on to get some oxygen down there, really. Might actually just move over to... I mean, this one has power, so let's just add in a few of those. So my temporary oxygen generation system can sort of go online now. So that's pumping oxygen out. And let's take a quick look at my oxygen overlay. So that's now, yes, excellent. So we've now got oxygen flowing into those rooms, flowing into all these rooms actually, and being emptied out of that one. And that's apparently got no power. Oh, because the power hasn't actually been collected. Installed yet. So I can probably actually deconstruct these two. So now we have oxygen's flowing into this room. It's being used up by the algae deoxidizers are using or making this into oxygen, and then the gas pump is pumping that oxygen out into the various areas where I actually need oxygen. That one's doing it very, very slowly, but it's there is oxygen in there, so that's good. And for the moment, that's also going to flow up into... Oh Lord, I don't want oxygen in that room, do I? Well, I don't think that would particularly be a problem. So I'm going to be putting hydrogen into that room. So I don't particularly want oxygen coming out of here. I want that entire area to be hydrogen, don't I? Yes, I suspect so. So we just have this room that's just hydrogen, and then probably I'd probably have to put a pump in down here somewhere to filter that hydrogen out that kind of comes out here, and then put that back into there. Gas vent overpressure. Oh, because I think what's happening here is that because it's slowly propagating into this room, the area around it isn't. If I just have a look here, so we've got high concentration. So these will shut down once the areas are full. It's a bit like these are doing. So yeah, it's ooh, right, who do we want? Digging. Destruction. I think I want diggers right now. Or yeah, I want scientists. It's a bit of jack of all trades, but can do quite a few, quite good things. Get up a load of those as well. So as time goes on, we'll build this place up. But anyway, I'm going to end this episode here for now. If you'd like to, let me know, and we might sort of revisit this maybe at a later date. So for now, I'll probably end this sort of little mini series here. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.